How do you come up with jokes?
I think it's life, but I think that's why I came out here. I think it's just watching. I'm a very visual person. As much as I talk so much, I also listen and I watch. So a lot of my comedy is from like the community, our upbringing, our friends, stereotypes, things that we just embody, we live every day.
You're Arab, you're American, and you're Muslim, right? So you got a lot of hats that you wear. How do you bridge between them and make sure you stay true to it?
I don't care about the older generation and what they think, because my job is now to build and craft the newer generation. And the newer generation right now is gonna listen to me through music and not me sitting there for 30 minutes lecturing them. They're gonna play my music, and if I'm gonna put the real life truth in my music, then they're gonna wanna listen.
What made you to move to Dearborn?
You want the truth?
Yes.
Shawarma, food, bro. I miss the food, I miss the people, I miss the culture, but I think the best place for me to spotlight Arab was start where we started, bro. We started, I mean, I'm not from Dearborn, but this is where we started. So instead of going to the Middle East, I decided to go to the Middle East 2.0 and come out here.
Hey guys, and today's episode Beyond the Chair is gonna be with Wessam, also known as Abu Batata, and your favorite house call, Abu Zahora.
Let's go.
Wessam, everybody knows about you, how your character is.
Yep.
What made you get to the comedy?
Man, let me tell you, Chief, since you met me, before then I've always been a comical kid, bro. I just knew I needed to, like, you know, broaden myself and show the world, like, different sides of the Arab community, you know? So ever since I was younger, it's been like that.
Tell me about the first video you did. I remember it at the boss.
Yeah.
Is that made you like, I want to do more comedian, or people got your like attention and you want to keep doing comedy?
I think I had that like idea in my head for so long that when I saw that people, like the way they accepted it, I ran with it, you know what I'm saying? But I've always had that idea. That idea I had for like months, man. I was working on it.
What inspired the name Abu Batata?
So my uncle, Allah yarhamu, man, my character is just, it's like he embodies him. So he legit acts like that in real life, like with people, women, money. So I took that and I created a character and I placed him in America, you know what I mean?
Alhamdulillah. How was the reception when you first started off? Was it well received? Did you...
Man, I'll tell you, it was well received by the non-Arab community. It was well received by our own, but it was also like, I got a lot of death threats, you know? A lot of negative energy from our people. Our people don't like change, you know what I mean? They don't like seeing different things.
Different things, yeah. Like we talk about that quite a bit. Like you got to be engineer, doctor, muhandis, you know, something along those lines, you know?
Anything else is wrong.
Do you want me to do fade?
Yeah, fade what? Fade my memories, my thoughts? That's crazy, bro. I don't even know what. Yeah, fade my memories, Chief. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So you said you have pushback.
Did you just brush my head, Chief?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's wicked work.
Pushback from inside the house or outside the house?
Both. Yeah, I had pushback both, man.
What was the most challenging thing for you?
Your own people, like, I feel like they just didn't understand what we're trying to do. I think they thought I'm bringing, you know, making fun of our community. But in reality, the only way is to laugh at ourselves, to see what we do wrong and fix it. And like I said, I go back to like, Arabs don't like change, but the only way to get them to conform is to keep feeding it to them. And eventually, you know, they turn.
Yeah. So stand-up comedy, especially in America, has a huge role in breaking boundaries, stereotypes, the mold, you know, all the other stuff. Do you feel that you kind of did that for the Arab community?
I mean, I'll tell you this. I think being able to bridge comedy and what I've brought to the table over the past couple of years has been able to bridge. I mean, I won't lie. Me and another gentleman named, you know, Fusitu, we were one of the first two Arabs on YouTube. We were one of the first two Arabs to kind of break the standard. Yeah, that stereotype. We broke barriers. So I think that was big for us, man. I think that was huge.
Are you like born here or?
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
I
you
was born and raised in California, man. I grew up with a Palestinian family. My mother and my father were immigrants. I was the first, born here. And it was difficult, bro. And being in California, where I was, there wasn't a lot of Arab.
What made you to move to Atlanta?
So I have two beautiful sons. They're from Atlanta. Atlanta was a different melting pot at the time. It was the music industry. So I took a shot out there, did my thing, got to meet some really good people, and got to work with some really great people, and then decided, man, home's where the auto bar. We decided to come back to Dearborn for a little bit, bro.
Do you remember the first video you did and made you you want to continue doing that?
I think the video that really made me go oh man, bro, it was the first video. It was a simple video. It was called, it's Abu Batata's, it's Driving School Part 3. The reason why that's so symbolic, bro, is that was the first video that Al Jazeera News reached out to me for. That was the video. I was like, bro, this is it. This is where we are.
How did you feel when they reached out to you? What was the conversation like?
Man, the conversation was hey, you've broken some barriers in the past couple of weeks. We'd love to interview you on why you're doing this. It was scary. It was what do you mean why? They wanted to know what were the reasons, what were my motives. Were we here to make fun of the Arabs, or were we here to uplift? So there was a lot of confusion in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, as soon as I see him, I laugh. Why?
Hey, I've known Teef for years, bro. Teef's known me for years, bro.
Bro, I love this guy. I swear to God.
Bro, Teef's so funny. Every time, that's why I can't keep a straight face when Teef's around, bro.
I feel like there's an inside joke between you two.
No, I'm telling you, he laughed on my accent, but I laugh on his videos.
Bro.
So he's an embodiment of the accent you were making.
You remember the songs they made for me, him, Sueno, and Eddy Mack?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw that video.
So I was saying always, 2019, I'm gonna be a shit out of it. I was doing
2019 gonna be a shit out of it.
So I did it for as a joke.
That shit went viral.
And these guys, they saying, well, you're not gonna do the song if you're not gonna put it in the beginning. In the beginning of the song, so they made me just do it in the beginning.
Yeah.
So how did you transition from comedy to music? I know that they share very similar platforms.
Yep. So I embody both.
He's talking. I'm not gonna lie. His track, when he sing, it's insane.
I love you, T.
Insane.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it.
For real.
I mean, I listen to your tracks. I'm not gonna front. You know I do. Yeah. But especially the resistance ones. We'll talk about those later on. But the transition, because again, you're thinking Arab. Already you're getting stick for talking about comedy. Music kind of takes you more than Arab. It takes you into the Islamic kind of Arab, haram.
I try to split them, man. I try to I embody my life. My life's pretty hectic, so I try to put my music, my life, the way that I've grown up and what we go through, but I also try to make sure that my music also embodies my comedy. So I'm not living a lie, I'm not living a fake facade. If people see my comedy, they hear it in my music. So the music is the hardest, because music is hard to kind of, tell people it's okay. A lot of people believe music's not right.
Correct. Yeah.
Things like that. So, but yeah.
Did you ever did a stage comedy?
I did. I went on tour right when Arab Driving School blew up and everything. I went on tour on stand-up. Stand-up's comedy and stuff's kind of been on the back burner for me because I'm trying to focus on my acting now. But stand-up comedy is in my future. It's coming. So soon.
Do you feel like, when you do videos by yourself, you make jokes?
Yep.
Is it the same feeling like you're doing on the stage?
It's crazy because when you're on stage, it's more organic. Mm-hmm. Some of your jokes, you're tweaking them on stage as you go, and you're using the crowd. Yep. In videos, I mean, I'll be honest, man. Sometimes I do videos, and I'm laughing for 20 minutes because I'm I can't believe I said that. And then there's videos that I do, and I'm like, bro, these are editing work. Yeah, the editing, exactly. Editing's a big one. Sometimes I'll do videos, I'm like, this sucks. Then I'll edit it, and I'm like, oh, bro, this is beauty, right?
How do you come up with jokes?
And I think it's life, bro. I think that's why I came out here. I think it's just watching. I'm a very visual person. As much as I talk so much, I also listen and I watch. So a lot of my comedy is from the community, our upbringing, our friends, stereotypes, things that we just embody, we live every day. Yeah, as an Arab.
I want to go back to you. Allah yarhamu. How did he take you in? Did he know that you would?
Not really, no. He didn't even know. The person that knew was my baba. because my Baba, he would come around and he'd be like, why is this character? Why are you doing a character that sounds like your Amma? And I'm like, this is it. He's like, dude, don't tell him. Then my father got into it. We would go places and he would do something and my dad would look at me and be like, did you get that for the video? So things like that.
Man, I didn't have a chance to ask you, how was your ziyarah in Iraq?
Oh, that's right. You went to Iraq, huh?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, man. It's every time it's different, you know. We did Karbala, Najaf, Baghdad, Samarra. This year didn't get to do it. We went Syria. Sayyida Zainab alayhi salam Allah. That was a very interesting trip to see, you know, the situation on the ground. We did Lebanon as well. Lebanon was, I reckon, the most dangerous part of the entire trip because, you know, things are still up in the air, no pun intended on that side. But alhamdulillah, it's, for me, this trip was about reform, you know, like we got to keep working on ourselves. The day we stop doing that, we stop trying, you know. So alhamdulillah, I'm hoping good things to come.
Nice.
We'll see.
Yeah. You did the prayer for us.
Of course. Yeah. Always. We always pray for everyone, especially our community. He knows, like, alhamdulillah, it's prayers go a long way, you know. When
they do.
Yeah.
Wessam, what's the hardest part when you've been like a comedian?
Hardest part of
And
being
people don't see.
Like outside of the, we know you said community pushback, but
Yeah.
just the profession, forget the culture. Profession-wise, what was the tough things you found?
If you want me to be so sincere, I think as a true comedian, I have a natural comedic personality. I think the hardest part is just putting yourself out there. There's so much good comedy and good people out there, but there's days where you don't want to be comedic. It's just life. It's how mental health works. Unfortunately, your job is to be the happy, person. So some days are harder than others, but, you know, thank God you got power of your fans, power of God, power of your friends and family who believe in you, great management team. So, you know, I think the hardest part is
I was
that.
going to ask you about that management.
Yeah.
So what Hatif does, and kudos to him on it, is, you know, whenever we bring in a guest, is to also, good conversations, but the main objective is that for the listeners, if they're interested in becoming like you or following that career path, how do they get to it? And management is one thing that a lot of folks don't understand, how important it is to have a good manager. So how did you connect with your manager? You know, what was the trial and error? Tell us about that.
My management team is Village Music Group. It is, if I can give any advice to anybody starting off and doing any type of industry, you don't need a manager starting off. You just need yourself. You need a camera. You just
100%.
need to, consistency is key every day. Once you get to a point, once you realize like, okay, I can't organize my life and my new life without help, that's when you start reaching out to a manager.
So you got to get to that.
You got to get to that little corner because it's going to be, you know, you got to save money too when you're still starting out doing this. Teef, you know, we've been with you since the beginning. You've seen us. We slept on floors. So we used to be our own managers. We'd pretend we were other people. It's just how the industry works. So I think that's a good one, you know.
What did you find that a manager brought to the table that doing it by yourself wasn't doing it for you? Was it the connections? Was it getting you into venues?
No, I think it was the organization. Having somebody to lean on, rely on. When you have a manager, you can't just have an agent. You have to actually have people that you trust. You know, shout out Silva, shout out Sonia. They're like our momagers. These women are, I mean, they're on top of their game. They're not to be messed with. They're the sweetest women, but you know, this industry needs certain dogs, quote unquote. And that's what you need to deal with people.
And you just remind me about when you.
He's like, fuck.
Bro,
You
I
know?
can't.
He's like, fuck, you know?
What do you remind me
He's
of?
like, fuck, man.
See, like this. How did he handle like a joke? It doesn't land.
Man, you got to keep going. So sometimes you'll say a joke, you'll do something, it's not funny. It's okay. Just got to pick it up.
It gotta be funny. I just look at
Yeah. But that's crazy, Steve. But a good, that's crazy. He's like, I just look at you. Hey, you got to be a good comedian. You got to roll with the punches, man. Sometimes good comedians, it's really hard to strike out, you know?
You're right.
Yeah, it's hard. We don't always strike out because we're already playing.
Part of it is that you're gonna get haggled, right?
Yeah, of
You
course.
gotta get the hagglers.
Yeah, you got to be ready for
always.
that. I
You
mean,
gotta be
let me
ready.
tell you, a couple days ago, these guys we were in line for food. They're trying to mess with me over videos. You got to be prepared. As a comedian, you're ready. Brain's moving.
You mentioned something. I don't know if Hatif has a question, but
Go ahead.
you mentioned mental health, right? So we go to comedy, at least for myself speaking, and most of my friends. You know, we go watch a stand-up gig. You know, whoever, Chris Rock, whoever takes your fancy, right? To get away from stress, to laugh, to forget reality. That's how entertainment was created, right? To remove us from stress. What you guys obviously dealing, especially in the public eye, you know, being a public figure, you're gonna hear a lot more. You hear the haters, you hear the love, more hate than love, right? That's just the nature of the beast. How do you stay mentally focused? What's your routine, you know, if there is one?
There's a routine always. There's got to be a routine. You got to have a schedule. I think my routine is realizing like what I'm doing. I truly believe in what I'm doing. I truly believe that I'm doing right. I don't have any ill will towards my people. The love that I have for my people is so crazy that I'm willing to, grasp our stereotype and try to fix it for us on my own. Like I really am crazy enough to think that I can fix this on my own. So I think it's just realizing like I have a purpose every day.
So when you say fix this and purpose, what is this that needs to be fixed and what is the purpose?
I think our community has a lot of issues where we're a little bit backwards. There's a lot of things that we need to catch up on as a community for us to break certain cycles that we have. Coming back to mental health just started getting talked about in the communities within the past year or two. So we've got to speed ourselves up. And I consider myself a liaison doing it through comedy, through music, you know?
Do you have a favorite crowd you perform for?
I love performing for FOBs. I love performing for people from back home because they're not used to the humor. I can mix, English and Arabic. So the stereotype, I grasp pretty well with them. So I like performing for people from back home.
Beautiful. How did you come up with your jokes?
Yeah.
Do you write them down before you doing it, or just come out?
So I do two things. I do improv and then I do organically, but I write, of course. I write all my own jokes, I think about the day that I had. If I had a long day, we'll go through the whole day and things I've seen. I told you I'm very visual, so in the moment, if I see something, you will see me put in notes, like remembering, but most of my stuff's organic, man. I'm on the spot.
Do you have a voice in your head?
I do.
Every comedian needs a voice in their head. What does that voice tell you? Like,
Mine yells, mine talks, mine's like, hey, look. Yeah. Oh, say Walla, you don't see that right now. Like shit like that.
Right. So that voice, obviously, like,
how do you manage that? Because sometimes when that personality comes out,
No, I talk to him, man. I legit analyze what I'm saying. I tell myself, I think your biggest critic is yourself, but I think you can't come to terms unless you can actually be real with yourself. So depending on what that voice says, I can differentiate if that's right or wrong right away.
So now let's talk about music.
Music.
What made you turn from comedy to the music? And I know you've been working like couple months for your albums.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think music's always been a huge passion to me. It's been the only way I know how to express myself. And I think it was just a perfect avenue for me to kind of break through, to be able, some people don't like watching videos. Some people don't think I'm funny, but I can guarantee you they'll understand my words. They'll listen to my music.
especially with the current climate and what you speak about. That's kudos to you, because very brave. I feel like you're a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's about breaking, or rather not breaking. I think what you're doing is more building bridges. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. I don't know when you started doing this time frame, but I'm assuming post 9/11? Post 9/11. So did that have anything to do with it? Was there like a...
No, I think the shift was I grew up in a community of already being the outsider. And it was a big thing for me to want to prove. I always grew up wanting to prove that I wasn't what they said I was. You know, I was bullied a lot. As I got to that age, I realized I could be the bully for the bullies using my mouthpiece, but I'm also good at it. From a young age, I knew that I wanted to convince, quote unquote, people that the stereotype they have about Arabs is not what they think it is.
To play devil's advocate, there is an idea, obviously, because I do share the sentiment, but then there is this notion of if I go too far to show them that I'm just like them, then I'm no longer myself. And I think that's where the crossroad with the Arabs is like, okay, but Aghani, not that we don't sing, we've got like so many Arab singers, right? But it's like, okay, that's not our way. How do you manage the two of staying true to your identity while at the same, because you're Arab, you're American, and you're Muslim, right? So you got a lot of hats that you wear. How do you bridge between them and make sure you stay true to it?
I think it's the big. It's going to be a big one, and people are not going to like this, but I don't care about the older generation and what they think, because my job is now to build and craft the newer generation. And the newer generation right now is going to listen to me through music and not me sitting there for 30 minutes lecturing them. They're going to play my music. And if I'm going to put the real life truth in my music, then they're going to want to listen. So I think having to just mute out the older generation who's like, hey, that's not us, this is not right, the religious aspect, that's haram. People need to understand that we have to keep up with the world, keep moving, you know? So I think that's a big one.
Can you let us hear the first song you're gonna drop?
Yeah, absolutely. First song is, yep, sneak peek. First song's titled Ceasefire. Long live the resistance, long live Palestine. It's dear to me because I'm Palestinian. My father is a
You
Palestinian.
can put on the speaker.
Absolutely.
Just the beginning. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You want to hear it?
You guys are gonna hear something very, very nice.
We're going to play right now.
It's for the children! For the children, motherfucker! Give you my money, give
It's a banger. This one's a big one.
Palestine now! Free Palestine!
Fuck peace talk. You're talking bitch, not even a ceasefire. You ain't rapping for the people, what you here for? Free Palestine for the river to the seaports. Fuck peace talk. Done talking bitch.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ceasefire.
Now, like, Palestine, they want us.
Yeah, no, they need us.
Like,
They need us to speak.
yes.
Yeah, I might not be good at being able to stand in front of, a bunch of people and talk, which I am, but that's not my thing. I speak through the music, so let them hear.
Look, for me, this is a personal opinion, right? I'm not going to say that anybody else shares it or needs to share it, but in the history of this nation, and we're talking about, us being in America right now, music went a long way to make real change on the ground, right? So for example, you had the struggle of the African Americans, right? The Million Man March, California, all of that, right? Tupac, growing up in the UK, the only way that we really, because remember, the media is controlled, right? BBC News, Fox News, CNN, they're not going to tell you, right? So who's going to tell you? It's going to be the musician, the stand-up comedian, right? That's I call them the outliers, the rebels. You know what I mean? So I kind of I dig that music, right? Especially when it has a message and it's not just something you're gonna play in the club, right? So I'm with you on that, and I believe strongly in إنما الأعمال بالنيات, right? Allah knows exactly what you're doing, and that's why I was like, what is the objective? Because not everyone knows that, right? Have you seen real change happen though?
I think I've seen a real change with music. So one of our first songs that we dropped was October 10th, 2023. It was called Sound of War. It was Eddy Mack featuring me. It was a song that was made.
It's fire.
It was a song that was made within an hour at 3:30 in the morning. We were scrolling through videos. We saw what happened. We knew the only way we could talk was through music. And it became one of the most played Palestinian rally protest songs in the world. And I think it brought people together. It just brought them close.
Is the artist in you affecting the Palestinian cause, or is the Palestinian struggle affecting the artist within you?
Oh, I think the Palestinian struggle is affecting me as an artist, because there's times where I don't even know how to put my thoughts and feelings into words. And then there's times where I don't think I'm worthy enough to even speak on what's happening. So it's difficult. Yeah.
But only Allah knows where his truths are, right? Only he knows. You don't know who you're gonna. Right now, we've got a friend who's unfortunately incarcerated, and I was speaking to him just 2 nights ago, and he's like, "Why would God put me here?" I said, "Did Joseph ask why he was in prison?" Sometimes he moves you to be in positions that the righteous, for better or for worse, will not go to these places. And only you can reach that group of people. Only you can deliver that message. So keep that always on the back burner, you know. I know you said you get a lot of negative, but there's people
I
rooting for you
appreciate
as
that.
well.
I do. I really appreciate
In negative, you're gonna get it from.
100%, yeah.
Hey, who give a fuck?
And especially like if you're doing something right.
Yeah. That's why we're not bothered. We know we're doing something right. Yeah.
When I came from Iraq, I left all the fucks back there.
That's Teef. That sounds like Teef. Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, serious. Like I got a lot of negative DMs.
Yeah.
I don't even look at them.
I mean, it comes with the territory. Yeah.
Only you know what you're doing. Only you know why you're doing it. You know, it's like that story about, you know, the father and the son going to sell the donkey. Every time you pass a village, if you're going to try and please them, they're never going to get pleased, you know? So, yeah, stay true to what you're doing. What's next in the goodie bag?
Man, so we've got a series coming out called Arabs versus Chaos. It's a series highlighting the good parts of the Arabs and the chaotic side. So I'll be a lot through Dearborn, through Chicago. I'm working through my label and through our management, Village Music Group. We have a tour coming up. Our first show, Chicago, October 19th. We're performing Eddy Mack, me, Abe. It's gonna be crazy.
Beautiful.
So we're moving, slowly moving, but I think the biggest thing right now is being able to shine light to the two biggest Arab communities in the United States, and that's Chicago and Dearborn. So that's why we're here right now. We're here to take over.
How do you feel the two communities are different? I got my own thoughts I'm going to say, but...
I think Chicago's a little rougher. I think Dearborn's on the, calmer side. I think when you go to Chicago, you gotta watch
Dearborn, baby.
Yeah, Dearborn, baby.
Let's go.
Baby, let's go. Let's view Chicago. I think food's a big one. I think there's a lot of food here, a lot of food there, but I think they're pretty much, they're identical. Like I said, they're a little rougher.
I feel like Dearborn, you get a more raw Arab, because there's so many of us, right? Whereas in Chicago, you've got the Indo-Pakistani, you've got the Black African-American community. There's a lot of intermixing in that community.
You've got a lot of mix over there. There's areas like Bridgeview, you got Arabs, it's just all Arab. You feel like you're in little Palestine. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's no way like here.
No
way.
No, there's no way.
Dearborn's,
Dearborn's top of the line. You feel like you're back home in Dearborn.
Yes.
In Dearborn, you can go to parts of Dearborn and you feel like you're in an Arab country.
Yep.
Even inside the store. I mean, the vibe is like they haven't caught up. But the good in that, but there's also bad in that. That means as a community, we need to catch up. We need to break some old cycles, Like I almost got to get better AC in these fucking restaurants. They're hot as shit.
I kind of agree, but honestly, this trip, it's been a real eye-opener for me, Sometimes I used to say I wish Dearborn was a little bit more forward in its thinking, but you kind of also need something to anchor you. And it comes back to the question that I asked you, how far do you go before you lose that identity, right? So I was joking with my friend. I was like, for me, Chicago and Dearborn is like Safa and Marwa, You kind of can go between the two. You can see the potential of an Arab community that mixes in the American culture and borrows some of that. But then when you come back to Dearborn, you kind of see the rawness of what it means to be Arab. Despite we might not be the best towards each other every single day, and it can't be expected. We are human, but when it hits the fan, I promise you, there isn't a community that I've seen like Dearborn. And I know a lot of communities through my travels, they pull together.
I do,
very,
I see
very
that.
quickly,
I believe that. And they don't worry about religion. They don't talk about religion.
And it's done.
It's done.
You're in need right now.
Yeah,
That's the main thing
I've seen that. I like that.
The Quran.
I like that.
So I do love the anchor in it, and it is what it is at the end of the day.
Dearborn guys,
Man,
I love Dearborn.
I love Dearborn, but I also don't love Dearborn.
Yeah.
Then that means you love Dearborn, because if you don't love Dearborn, if you have a little bit of problem with Dearborn,
but here's the thing, that little problem
wherever
leaves
you
room
go.
for growth, right?
Yeah.
If we don't stop growing, and if we think we're perfect,
Facts.
we're going to become stagnant.
Very true.
And that's toxic for any mindset.
Very true.
I'm not gonna lie, without Dearborn, I'm not gonna be.
Where would you be if you weren't in Dearborn?
Probably on the streets.
Yeah, I'm not on the street because I'm a hard worker. I can be anywhere.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's not gonna be the same.
Where are you gonna be? Idaho, Kansas, Missouri?
I was in Oregon.
That's crazy. What were you doing in Oregon?
That's when I first came in Oregon.
You just fucking got dropped in Oregon.
Yeah.
Listen, get it.
But I can't. I gotta be around.
Arabs, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. It's crazy. A lot of Iraqis out here, correct? Big community.
Not enough, sorry.
Oh,
Too many?
Yemeni, Lebanese.
Yeah.
Palestinian.
I love it.
Moroccan,
Yeah, that's a beautiful
Egyptian,
mix.
Like everywhere. That's what I love about it. It's Arabic country, but it covers all
Everybody's
the
in it.
countries.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool. It's
That's
like
why-
one big Arab country of everybody.
Yep.
I like that.
You know what's the funniest thing about Dearborn that made me really think like, yeah, this is where I belong. Because before that I was in Florida, before Florida, New York. And obviously you don't see yourself, right? For me, that was a big thing to see myself, you know? So then I came to Dearborn as just like random visit, you know, stop by, I think it was like a 2-day layover. And then I see, someone said to Hajjaba, go back to your country. Like real redneck, you know, go back to your country. And she's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, go back to your country. He's like, no, you go back to your country. This is Dearborn. And I was like, I'm like, wow, Smallah, she's right. There's so many Arab that this guy is actually the odd person out. So like all you see is you over here. Yeah, he's the minority. Not in a negative way, not in a negative way. But I'm saying like, to see that many of us, you know what I mean? There's strength in numbers at the end of the day.
I mean, every community is big, but Dearborn's different, man. When I come to Dearborn, it's just there's something about Dearborn that makes you feel like you're in the Middle East. Just something about
100%.
it. When you walk into every store, it's like that.
You brought it up. It was a guy. He told me same thing.
Go back to your country?
I swear to God, I was driving.
What did you say to him, though?
I told him, you go back into your country. I swear to God. He said, I was born here. Yes, but you're not from here.
You're not from here.
Get the fuck out of here. You don't like me here, so you just leave.
But see, when I say that, I've seen people, and I'm talking like real tough people, you know what I mean? They hold their own in a fight. So we say, stupidity is when you face an army without an army. You know what I mean? So when you're out there and you get told that go back to your country, this, that, the other, like in Florida, in other parts of America, you kind of have to bite the bullet and just say thank you, whatever. Like why? Because okay, you're out with your family.
That's different.
Yeah.
Like,
But being out with your family here is different than being out there in Florida.
Yeah.
Here, you got the whole restaurant. They jumping in.
you know,
I don't need nobody jumping. Like, it is what it is. Or I'm gonna get beat up, or I'm gonna
That's
beat him
Iraqi in
up.
you.
I mean, serious.
Iraqi.
alhamdulillah, look, as men, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're not gonna win every single fight. That's a reality, right? You're not gonna win every fight.
You're right.
If you're with the other day, so the other day, Detroit Perk, shout out to the Perk, by the way, my favorite coffee shop. So I'm out there, I'm with my boy, Khalil, right? And a guy walks past the car and he cusses. Like he looks our way and he cusses. So obviously I thought he's like talking to us, you know? Straight away, like it's Shahr Ramadan, you're already on a short fuse, you know? We just had iftar. So I turned around, I was like, who the F you talking to? And he's like, I ain't talking to you. I was like, nah, you looked at me and you said it right now. Like it's on site, you know what I mean? So he looks at me, he goes, but I got women with me. So I was like, all right, my bad. You know what I mean?
Give him a slide.
3 days later on, we meet up at, I run into him at Sesame House. You know, we looked at each other, we laughed, we shook hands. Now that would not fly anywhere else. Like if I'm running into somebody else in Florida or whatever, and I say, yo, I got my family with me, that's not gonna fly. You know what I mean? But being with Arab, like, khalas, I get it. My bad, brother, you got your family with you. I'm not gonna say nothing. Khalas, I'm in the wrong right now, you know?
What made you to move to Dearborn?
You want the truth?
Yes.
Shawarma. Food, bro. I miss the food. I miss the people. I miss the culture. But I think the best place for me to spotlight Arab was start where we started, bro. We started, I mean, I'm not from Dearborn, but this is where we started. So instead of going to the Middle East, I decided to go to the Middle East 2.0 and come out here. So
Yep.
I can't, bro. I can't lie. It's a beautiful place. I'm enjoying myself.
Nice. Well, we're glad to see you here often now.
No.
Shit, he gonna be on the podcast after.
Give us a sneak peek of what you want to showcase. Because again, you're not showcasing Arabs to Arabs. We've got a lot of that happening, alhamdulillah. So Arabs to the world. So you got to be very picky with what you show and what you don't show. So what are you thinking?
So the future, the look is to show people the beauty in Arabs. Not just beauty.
Smallah, we're good looking for.
Not just physically though, but the beauty in our language, the beauty in our conversation, the beauty in our natural humor. Because like, let's not lie, Arab are the funniest. Like, come on, the funniest people. Naturally, they don't mean to. So being able to spotlight that, being able to show the world that, and Americans, some people, you know, they've never had interactions with Arab, so they don't even know what Arab look. They don't know how we are, so they've got anger for us. They're, you know, whatever they think of us. So I want to be able for them to look at me and say, oh, they're not all the way that the world showed us. They're this way.
And especially right now with the wave, you know, everyone's seeing the eyes on the Middle East. They're seeing who we are. They're seeing the atrocities that we have to endure. We've been enduring that all our lives, you know, 75 years and counting, right? So now I think it's peak time that you showcase what do we bring to the table.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, what's the message? You know, we always gotta talk. We keep talking. We're not gonna stop to talk about Gaza.
Palestine.
What's your tip you can give it to, or what kind of message you can give it to people to keep saying about Gaza?
You just keep speaking. Use every tool you have. Whatever you do, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, a poet, keep speaking. Whatever it is, keep speaking, because it begins dialect. It begins the talk, the communication. And the more people that hear, the more people that need to know on what's going on, you know, donating, supporting, replaying Palestinians who are speaking of the cause, and just going out there and speaking. That's the least we could do. What minimum we can do.
Has your work, your artwork, has it reached, do you know if it's reached that part of the world? Have you had communication there?
Thankfully it has. We've got great communication.
Good.
We've got videos and pictures of that reaching them, and them in love with our music and thanking us for the message. But you know, even that, like, we don't feel like we need or deserve a thank you. Like, this is our job. This is what we should be doing. So using our platform.
Yes. I mean, we feel bad about, bro, animals. If they die, or imagine human being, they've been killed every day.
And we're having to fight and explain every day that
You have to justify that, hey, I'm a human being. You know, like...
Do you have any comedy show soon?
October 19th, I'll be in Chicago. September 25th to the 28th, I'll be at the Arab Con in Dearborn, Michigan. By the way, if you're going to be in Dearborn, Arab Con, I'll be at that. Inshallah, you're going to be combing my fucking bald head again. But we'll be around, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Wessam, thank you for coming.
Chief, you know I always love coming to see you, bro.
I really appreciate it.
You know, it's
You're gonna
always
be here often.
Always. I'm about to come see you all day. Always.
Zahra, I know you just came from vacation.
Yep.
Prayed sincerely. I prayed for a lot of folks, not by name, obviously, but,
Of course.
you know.
Pray
Love
for
you, bro.
everybody.
I appreciate you,
Chief,
my brother.
I love you always.
Habibi.
Zahra.
Habibi,
What's
very
up?
good to meet you.
Pleasure
G.
to meet you, man, baby.
Appreciate you.
Inshallah, we'll be seeing more of you.
I appreciate that.